Hello, Shaun McLaren here. I'm practicing for Pro Tour Fate Reforged, so let's do a draft with some Fate Reforged cards. Alright, Archfiend of Depravity and Flooded Strand. I might just take the Flooded Strand for value, because it's worth a couple of tickets at least, but let's try out this sweet new bomb. A lot of good rares in Fate Reforged. It seems like what people open is going to define their draft, so stay open, sort of read what rares they opened and go from there is a good strategy. Other cards are Sky Captain's decent, Douse and Gloom's pretty good. I like these rune marks are pretty good, and Whispers decent, but nothing nearly as good as the Archfiend. So can be a blowout, and at the very worst, it's a gigantic flyer. So yeah, strategy I like is the drafting a two-color deck, two-color aggro, preferably in an enemy colors pairs. So black-white would be a good combo, or black-green from here. And first card I see right off the bat is Elite Scale Guard, which is absolutely ridiculous. And it just so happens to be in a good color combination, so check over the rest of the pack. There's some other good cards. Sure Shot is pretty good and can combo with a bunch of stuff like Ponyback Brigade. Bathe in Dragonfire is also fantastic. 3 mana, 4 damage. And Harsh Sustenance is pretty good, but nothing nearly as good as Scale Guard, so we're definitely just taking that. And as you can see, the rare is gone, because a lot of rares are good in this set. Sweet first couple picks. Basically, ideally, I just want to take a bunch of black and white cards that fill in the curve, but two ridiculous cards in other colors. This guy is so good, and Pyrotechnics is fantastic as well. Not sure what to do here, since we also have Sandstep Outcast and Douse and Gloom if we want to take a black or white card. Pyrotechnics, Tamir Sabertooth, or probably Outcast over Douse and Gloom, though that one's probably pretty close. Not sure here. Like, Sabertooth is just ridiculous, but doesn't go well with Scale Guard. I think I'm just gonna take the Sabertooth. It's such a bomb. It's just unkillable and combos with so much. If we do end up in Abzan, that's not that bad. Like splashing this. There's Harsh Sustenance and Mardu. Whoa, woe is me, Reaper. There's also like Frontier Mastodon, which is pretty average. Can be good in Tamir decks. I think it's probably just this guy, since he's a warrior and I like low drops. Kind of a sweet card. Just a 1 mana 2/1. Wouldn't be that great. Not great with either of these though. Harsh Sustenance would probably go better in whatever this deck is, since white would ideally be our splash color maybe, but I think I'll just take the Woe Reaper. See what happens. We might not even end up playing these. Okay, here's a pack with nothing after all that good stuff. Arc Bond is kind of a blowout some of the time, but not on color and not what we're looking to do. I think one of the best cards is like right into being. I might just take it because there's like nothing for us in our colors, which is really odd. Just take this, keep taking the good cards and see what happens. I wasn't playing any of that other stuff anyways. Alright, here's a good pack for us. Angler, Grim Contest, Dragon Battle Monk. So we have some choices. There's also Mardu Scout, which is decent but not in our colors. So Dragon Battle Monk is seems like the safe pick since white's almost certainly open. Angler has a bigger upside. If we didn't end up playing the Sabertooth, I might want to take the Angler. Dragon Ball Monk's just really good though, I'm going to take it. Alright. Thanks Moto for sorting everything. So Grim Contest, Rune Mark, Lotus Eye Mystics, Sun Reclamation, probably not that great. In our deck so far, nothing to do with the Lotus Eye Mystics, but if we pick up like a debilitating injury, it goes from super nothing to potentially devastating, so I'll just take up the Mystics. Keep taking white cards if possible. Alright, easy soul summons. Rune Mark, this one's pretty good. First strike, but not for us. I also like break through the line. Can end the game pretty quickly. Just take the summons though. Could end up just white-green even, as possible. Let's see, Vanguard or Cleric. There's also these. I mean, we haven't really seen much green or black, but I'm not. The Rune Marks probably aren't enough to catch my interest. This guy can be pretty good, and it's a white card. Definitely as a sideboard card. Alright, there's an easy Barons, which we'll want if we are playing black. If we get enough fixing, it won't be that hard to even splash like Archfiend if we are like white-green and then splashing some Abzan cards. Right now we have a pretty decent batch of aggro cards though. Backwater and Ethereal Ambush are amazing. Well, not amazing, but amazing for this late. Formless Nurturing is decent. These we are unlikely to play, so let's just take that. Wow, a Rune Mark and an Invocation. Also pretty good for this late in the draft. I'll just take the Crushok. Perhaps maybe should have taken the Rune Mark and potentially went into white-red, since that Rune Mark's pretty good. Yeah, I wish I had taken the Rune Mark, since this guy is quite bad. Fruit of the First Tree, why not? Okay. This is unlikely to come up, but good at killing sieges or something else. Some other bomb enchantment. But like, if we see our opponent has the white siege, we're definitely gonna bring this in, because that card is rather good. Alright, Ruthless Ripper, some decent red cards, and nothing. Also, Dragon Scale Boon in green, really good card. I like to have a boon if possible. Actually goes in our deck really well too so far with this guy and our prowess dudes. I'll probably just take the boon. I like Ripper a lot, but we might just be white-green here. I mean, we'll probably see some Abzan cards eventually. There's a pretty good black card, and it's a morph. So, other option is like Horde Mate. Probably not worth it over the Haru specs. We'll just try and prioritize some fixing from here on out, and yeah, get greedy. Okay, there's the injury for our Mystics. Alright, it's possible we cut the green even now, depending on how much fixing we get, because the black is flowing from this direction. And there's Absent Charm, which makes us want to play them all again. It's also a Scavenger. We don't have any Delve, and the first one is often enough. So, but Absent Charm, too strong. As soon as I think I'm out, they keep pulling me back in to 3 colors. Nothing wrong with it. Our fixing is lacking at this point, though. Have plenty of good playables, which means Jungle Hollow is excellent. Out of nothing pack, don't really want any of these desperately. Already have better cards than them. Alright, there's a Blossoming Sands. Over, once again, nothing too impressive. Longshot Squad and Defiant Strike are okay for our deck. +1/+1 theme in this triggers prowess, but gotta go for the fixing. Much more important than some decent cards for the deck. Have a good counter theme going. Be nice to pick up a few Outlasters, some of the good ones, like the First Strike one or the Death Touch one would be nice. Right now we got pretty even split between the colors, which is not where you want to be. Too bad. We don't really have a clear splash between our green or black. So I guess we'll just try and play it all if we keep getting lands. This deck's actually looking pretty good now that we have a bit of fixing. Tamir Sabertooth just does so much. Can like return manifested guys or comes into play guys with bolster. Such a good card. Alright, Alpine Blizzardly or Defiant Strike. Don't really need the Grizzly that bad, but we only really have 2 prowess guys, and we're not really a Defiant Strike deck, so just take the Grizzly. Might end up being good if we get some Savage Punches. Alright, Hateblade's a warrior, which is not all that relevant at this point, but I think we want it just for the Death Touch, since we're kind of a controlling deck. So yeah, and white's more of our main color than green. So taking it over Highland Game means we can cast it earlier, although I guess we do need black to activate it, but Just take the Hate Blade. Sure. Briber's Purse, Siegecraft, whatever. Take the Morph. Probably won't be playing it. Ooh. Windstorm or Timely Hordemate. Guess Windstorm's actually a pretty decent sideboard card if we're up against like a blue-white Flyers deck or any sort of Flyers or see a dragon, but I think Hordemate's actually I don't know about that one, but I'm taking the Hordemate. Scout the borders. Sure, Rush of Battle. Foil. Crocodile. Island. Alright, just looking for more good stuff basically. We already have basically everything we need. Just want bombs and fixing. Essentially, maybe a little more removal since we're lacking in that department. Just to have like Abzan Charm and Debilitating Injury. Alright, Dragon Claw. Unfortunately, not for us. Falconer is like a gigantic bomb in our deck though, since we're like spewing +1/+1 counters everywhere. You get a +1/+1 counter. You get a +1/+1 counter. And others. And the rest. You get a +1/+1. Alright. Falconer. Yeah, not many black cards here. Still, the power level is off the charts, so I mean we're probably just squeezing this guy in because he's worth it. Alright, more +1/+1 counter themed jazz. Also Throttle, which gets probably quite a bit better in this set since it actually kills this guy and the uncommon dragons from cons. Battle Priest or Bondkin is the pick though, since they fit our deck better. I think we probably want the Bondkin, even though the Battle Priest has much bigger upside. I really like 2-drops, and we already have a rather high curve. Not sure, but yeah, I think I want the Bondkin. Yeah, just go with the Bondkin. Another Dragon Throne. Alright, more +1/+1 counters for everyone. Feeder Resistance, too good to pass up. I'm also a big fan of the Bloodsucker, which is also +1/+1 counter themed. But yeah, this is like pseudo removal. And speaking of Dead Drop, the nuts, goes in our deck very well. It's removal, and we don't really have any delve stuff. So yeah, also some other good stuff, but and a Scavenger. We don't really have the warrior theme in full force. Definitely want the Dead Drop. Hate Blade, Highland Game, Bitter Revelation. Guess we want the card draw. And it fuels this bad boy. Yeah, Bitter Revelation seems to go in this deck quite well. Mana is starting to get stretched again since we haven't really picked up fixing this pack, so hopefully we can get at least another land. Nightblade over the Hooting Man, I think, since goes well in our deck. Have just so many cards. This is 24 playables already. There are a few ones we don't mind cutting, but definitely would like some more fixing. Might even be inclined to draw with this deck if we don't get any more fixing, since the power level is so high. Alright, Ponyback Brigade and Witness. I actually like Witness quite a bit. It's either a hate draft or the Witness. I think I'll just take the Witness, although this can be ridiculous. Like, we're passing this to the Sure Shot guy, and there can be like War Flare, Rush of Battle. I think I'll just hate this, since it can end games. Easy Throttle. Sad to pass the Soothsayer and the Scion, like both of them. And Crippling Chill, wow. And Summit Prowler, but Throttle is Throttle. Alright. Take the random morph. Man, another Ponyback. Jeez. Maybe no one's backing the ponies this game, this draft. Alright. Why not? Sage Eye Harry is actually pretty good. Blocks the dragons. Probably end up playing it over like, what's his face? This guy looks like he's constipated on guard duty. Needs to go to the bathroom. Holding his sword like that. Really uncomfortable. We could have drafted a sweet Ponyback Brigade deck in like these last few picks. Alright, sure. Just hate some fixing. If we don't have the fixing we want, no one else can. Not a bad pickup for our last pick. Might be citing that in at some point. Alright, so we need 2 cuts. Everything's pretty good at this point. Scout the Borders and Bibber Revelation are pretty sweet, since they find these guys and Fuel Dead Drop. Maybe cut Alpine Grizzly. We don't really need him, and we're more interested in blocking rather than getting in. What about Timely Hordemate? It's probably also the cut. This just being able to randomly pick up debilitating injury is pretty huge. Probably more so than picking up one of these guys, I would say, even. But might be a misassessment there, possibly. So if we're attacking, we're probably doing pretty well anyways, but we do have 4 decent 2-drops to return. It's just everything else is pretty good anyways. Oh, Hordemate's also amazing with Sabertooth. You can like essentially lock them out. If you have Hate Blade, they can not attack you. since you'll just return your horde mate and recast it to get back 8 blade if you have anything that can swing in like an indestructible 4/3. What about Formless Nurturing? Seems good because it gets a +1/+1 counter. I like this guy since he blocks morphs, gains life. This guy is sweet as well. I guess we're not starting Horde Mate. We'll just try this out. Alright, so 6 green. It's hard to cast this guy, but especially hard to cast him with protection up, but he's just too good, he's worth it. This also can get a land, which is relevant. Black, we have 6 as well, which does not seem like enough. Seven seems like more like it. And then for planes, also only 7. So we're a little short in all our colors since we didn't see any fixing in the last pack. Wonder if we do want to actually draw with this deck. Actually don't mind it. It does suck with like Scout or Bit of Revelation. You'd rather play them on the play. But all these other cards. I guess we are just running 6 swamps. Hard to get our Archfiend online, just like our Sabertooth, but they are good enough to justify the poor mana base. Yeah, I think not much else to do to fine-tune it. Just check to see if we can fit in the time we Horde Mate again. I guess we also do delve away our guys some of the time. Dragon Scale Boon. We do have these guys, and Dragon Scale Boon's just a great trick. Yeah, try it like this. I also think I'll try drawing first. I'm not sure if it's right in this deck, but give it a go. Alright, we'll be right back after these messages. There aren't actually any messages, so go get a drink or something.